Imagine living in a town where almost everyone you know lives in the same building. Your friends, your neighbors, and most of the people you see every day are all just a few floors away. Outside, you're surrounded by mountains, freezing weather, and the remote wilderness of Alaska. It sounds like something from a movie, but this place is completely real. Whittier is located in southern Alaska, on the shores of Prince William Sound, around 60 miles from Anchorage, surrounded by steep mountains, cold waters, and vast areas of wilderness. The town sits in a narrow strip of land that makes it feel almost completely hidden from the outside world. Only a few hundred people live here throughout the year, and its unusual location is one of the main reasons Whittier has become so well known. Unlike most towns, you can't simply arrive from different roads or drive through on your way somewhere else. The mountains create a huge natural barrier around the community, separating it from much of the surrounding area. Today, the main way to reach Whittier by land is through a long tunnel carved directly through the mountain. Cars and trains share the same route, which means traffic has to move in controlled directions at specific times. Driving through the dark tunnel and emerging on the other side is a strange experience, because the town suddenly appears in front of you between the mountains and the water. Whittier's position on Prince William Sound has also made it an important access point to the surrounding region. From here, boats travel through the cold waters towards glaciers, remote islands, and areas of wilderness that are almost impossible to reach by road. Whittier's story is closely connected to the Second World War. In the early 1940s, the United States military began developing the area as a strategic port and transport center. The location was considered ideal for military operations because the surrounding terrain offered a certain level of natural protection. A port was established, railway infrastructure was developed, and Whittier slowly began to take shape as an important military site. During this period, the town looked very different from the place we see today. Soldiers and military workers arrived in the area, and new facilities were needed to house large numbers of people in a relatively small space. One of the most ambitious projects was the Buckner Building, a massive structure completed during the 1950s. It was designed almost like a small city under one roof, with living spaces and different services for the military community. Today, the abandoned building still stands and has become one of the most recognizable reminders of Whittier's past. Then, in 1964, another major event changed Whittier forever. The Great Alaska Earthquake triggered destructive waves that struck the town, causing serious damage and killing several people. Parts of the waterfront were destroyed, leaving a lasting mark on the community. If there's one building that truly defines Whittier, it's Beach Towers. From the outside, it looks like a large apartment block, but once you understand what happens inside, you begin to see why this town is so unusual. The building has 14 floors and is home to most of Whittier's year-round population. Instead of people being spread across different neighborhoods, a large part of the community lives together under the same roof. But Beach Towers is much more than a place to sleep. Inside the building, residents have access to different services that make daily life easier. There's a post office, a small store, local offices, and even a church. The town school is also connected nearby through an indoor tunnel, allowing children to reach classes without spending too much time outside during harsh weather. This creates a way of life that's difficult to find anywhere else. Your neighbor might also be the person you see at the local store, someone working for the town, or a parent you meet near the school. In a community this small, people naturally see the same faces almost every day. The design of Beach Towers also makes sense when you think about the conditions people face here. Keeping much of the community concentrated in one building makes everyday life more practical, especially during periods of severe weather. Beyond the unusual buildings and the way people live here, Whittier is surrounded by a landscape that feels almost untouched. Huge mountains rise directly behind the town, with steep slopes that remain covered in snow for much of the year. In some areas, waterfalls run down the mountainsides as melting snow and ice make their way towards the valley below. The waters of Prince William Sound stretch out in front of Whittier, creating a completely different view depending on the weather. On clear days, the mountains reflect across the water, while on colder or cloudier days, fog can cover the area and give the entire town a much darker atmosphere. But the real highlight of the region is its glaciers. Several can be found throughout Prince William Sound, and some are only accessible by boat. Massive walls of ice rise above the water, slowly moving and changing over time. Wildlife is also an important part of the surrounding environment. Depending on the season, it's possible to see sea otters, seals, whales, and different species of seabirds in the waters around the town. Bears also live in the wider region, although seeing one obviously isn't something visitors should actively try to do. The weather can change incredibly quickly. A calm morning can turn into heavy rain or strong winds within hours, and clouds often move between the mountains, sometimes hiding entire sections of the landscape. One of the best ways to experience Whittier is by heading down to the harbor. This is one of the busiest parts of town, especially during the warmer months, when fishing boats, tour vessels, and private boats move in and out of the marina throughout the day. From the harbor, many visitors take a boat trip through Prince William Sound. These tours are one of the main reasons people come to Whittier, offering the chance to get closer to enormous glaciers and explore areas that can't easily be reached by land. On the right day, you might also spot whales, see otters, seals, and seabirds along the way. Another place worth seeing is the Buckner Building. Although you can't simply explore the inside, the abandoned structure is still an impressive sight from the outside. Its enormous concrete walls give you an idea of just how important Whittier once was during its military years. For those who want to spend more time outdoors, the Portage Pass Trail offers some of the best views in the area. The hike climbs above the town and opens up towards Portage Glacier and the surrounding mountains. On a clear day, the views from the trail are easily among the most impressive around Whittier. Life in Whittier is very different from what most people imagine when they think of a typical American town. With such a small population, people tend to know each other, and it's common to see the same faces throughout the week. During the quieter winter months, the community becomes even smaller. Tourism slows down, fewer boats arrive, and daily life moves at a much calmer pace. For the residents who stay all year, this creates a close community where people often depend on one another. Fishing and the sea have always played an important role in the area. Fresh seafood is a big part of local food, with salmon, halibut, and other Alaskan catches commonly found around the region. During the busier months, small restaurants and local businesses welcome visitors arriving from different parts of Alaska and beyond. Summer feels completely different. The harbor becomes more active, tour boats leave throughout the day, and thousands of visitors pass through Whittier on their way into Prince William Sound. After months of quiet winter life, the town suddenly becomes much busier. Whittier is full of unusual details, and some of them sound almost impossible until you actually see the town for yourself. One of the most surprising is how connected daily life can be. Because so many residents live in Beach Towers, it's completely normal for neighbors, local workers, and families to cross paths several times in the same day. In many towns, you might drive across the city to visit someone. Here, they could simply be a few floors away. The weather is another unusual part of life. Whittier is known for receiving huge amounts of precipitation, and winter can bring extremely heavy snowfall. Snow can pile up around buildings and roads, completely changing the appearance of the town during the colder months. Then there's the Buckner Building. The enormous abandoned structure is sometimes called the city under one roof because it was originally designed to contain many of the facilities needed by the military community. Today, its empty concrete structure gives Whittier a slightly mysterious atmosphere. The tunnel operates on a schedule and closes during certain hours, meaning you can't always drive in or out whenever you want. Missing the final opening can mean waiting until the tunnel operates again. And that's what makes Whittier such a fascinating place. Would you live in a town where almost everyone shares the same building? Let me know in the comments. And if you enjoyed discovering Whittier, subscribe for more unusual and incredible places from around the world.